Hi, welcome to Sexy Stylist Talk. This show is going to be dedicated to finding your true calling. I am Luisa Diaz, author and founder of Luisa Diaz Foundation, which is a celebration of kindness. Now, let me introduce to you my fabulous friends and co-host.
Hi, I'm Samantha Basuto Drucker, your lifestyle genie and host of Love and Design Project, coming to you from Hollywood Beach, Florida.
Hi, I'm Delana Dixon, editor-in-chief of DivaGalsDaily.com and author of All About Eve, and I'm coming to you live from Grovetown, Georgia.
And I'm Jennifer Murphy, the guest here today. I'm in Orange County, California, and I'm the CEO and founder of Go Girl Worldwide to empower girls and women everywhere.
Yes, how are you ladies? You all look so beautiful. Me too.
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer is our special guest today, and she's our Go Girl. And we know each other from LA, and I'm so pleased to have you in Sexy Stylist Talk.
I'm very excited to be here with you, lovely ladies.
Thank you. I wanted to, today, ladies, let's talk about how we have fun, and we are in the process still, finding our true calling. So let's talk about about your brand and how you are using your platform to empower women. Jennifer.
Sure. Well, Go Girl Worldwide is a multimedia organization. I started it in 2008, 2009. And when I started it, I started with the end in mind. I had whiteboards everywhere, and I just started charting it out. And I knew I wanted online and live events and magazine, videos, Go Girl University, Go Girl City. And some of the people that saw what I was doing, they said, "You're nuts. This is like a huge enterprise." And I said, well, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Go Girl, and I'm going to do it. And so for all of these years, I've been creating content, and all with the mission of empowering girls and women and to ignite joy in others. So I took a course by a guy named Kevin McCarthy. He wrote a book called The On Purpose Person. I highly recommend it. And he helped you identify your personal purpose and carve it down to 2 words. And so my 2 words were ignite joy. And that was part of what led me to start Go Girl. And ever since then, I wake up with this sense of true purpose. And I have my sun chart. Jen is on a mission to ignite joy, spread smiles, and empower. And I do that in so many different ways. And yeah, it's just, you know, a labor.
I love that, Jennifer. I love the way that you use the dictionary board. And, you know, can be, a lot of people do not know how to create a dictionary board. And I think it would be so helpful. Maybe you get back to another time. And you can
make it however you want. I like the happy sun in the middle because it helps represent igniting joy. And I put, you know, Go Girl Worldwide, my funny videos, my nonprofit. But if you figure out what your purpose is and put it in the center of your chart, however you want to create that, and then put all of the different ways that you're currently or you want to fulfill that purpose, and it helps keep you on track. And sometimes you'll go, okay, does that really fit in my chart? Does that go? And maybe you need to cut something out of your life. Sometimes we need to
go with your true mission, because you have to have your true mission statement. And so your true mission will be ignite joy.
Yes, igniting joy in others. And, you know, sometimes I have to weigh something out and go, okay, this is taking up a certain amount of time in my life, but it's making me enough money that I'm able to do this over here to help fulfill my purpose. So you do have to kind of go like that. You know, I mean, we have to pay our bills. We have to survive. So, you know, it's not all, you know, roses.
It's a process. It is a process. And that's what it's a journey, and that's what I make it interesting. So Samantha, tell us about your brand.
So I think my brand has always been as a lifestyle genie. It's always been about savoir-faire and transformation, helping people, places, and things be their best, especially people, helping them to feel comfortable in their own skin, more confident, and able to handle any situation with aplomb and savoir-faire.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Dilena?
Well, I say that my brand is about the 4 E's. It's about educating, enlightening, elevating, and entertaining people about the Black experience. So one of the ways I do that, of course, is through divagalsdaily.com, which is dedicated to women of color and anybody who considers themselves a diverse woman. So any woman can check it out, but we really do try to highlight people of color. And also through my writing, as you guys all know, I just did a show called All About Eve, which talks about a young Black woman who gets a job in celebrity journalism, and it is all about her experiences. So that's every time I'm putting something together, that's my goal, is just to educate people, enlighten people so they can know more about different types of people and different types of cultures.
Wonderful. I love that. And about me, I can tell you ladies about the brand Sexy Stylist, because, you know, we all have different brands. And Jennifer, you have many, a lot of brands. I have two. But to talk about one specific, I wanted to concentrate on Sexy Stylist. And I came up with the inspiration was the work that I do with domestic violence survivors, which I do this beautiful gala, which Jennifer, you've been there, and Dilena as well, the first year that we did it here in New York. And what I do is I do a runway of hope where I empower survivors of domestic violence and where I offer a second chance. I do believe in opportunities and I believe in hope. So working with domestic violence survivors, it really inspired me to write the book Sexy Stylist, that is about redefining what is sexy in this new era of women empowerment. Because I do believe the woman today, we are strong, yet I do believe in embracing femininity. And that motivates me to create this Sexy Stylist show, which what I wanted with this show is I wanted to empower, I wanted to make someone smile, motivate, and that's what we are here. So this is my true mission and my true calling. And really, it makes me happy. Like I hear Jennifer, I know you, and I know that you enjoy so much what you do. And I, as well, Samantha, as well, Dilena. So we are so blessed because we have found our passion. So ladies, let's talk about it. Like for someone who is watching us and do not know how to find that true passion, what would you say, Jennifer? How that would you advise her?
Well, we all have God-given talents and skills, you know, some things that we've developed over time, and to figure out what is it that you're good at, or what is it that you enjoy doing, and then how can you take that talent and help others. It's not in doing things for ourselves that we feel that joy and that empowerment. It's when you do something for someone else, that's when you give, you truly receive. And so figure out what is it that you're good at? What can you do to help others? And as I mentioned, Kevin McCarthy, The On Purpose Person, his workbook, his book, read it, and that'll also help you. And then, you know, create a vision board, create a chart, journal. And maybe you won't know tomorrow what your purpose is or what you want to do next, you know, in this next chapter in your life. But take a little time, marinate about it, think about it, Google, you know, learn almost anything. Delana was saying she's a DIYer, and you can learn how to do almost anything on YouTube these days.
That's so true. And you know, one of the things I always talk about it as well, if you can do the job that you do for free, that means it's your passion. Because at the beginning, when it's your true passion, you know, we just go for it. We don't concentrate in the money. Of course, we need to make money. We all do, because we all have to pay our own expenses, right? But I always say, if you can do that job for free because it brings you so much joy, that you should explore, because that is the calling of your true passion. What about you, Samantha? What do you think?
So about my true calling, or what brings me joy, I feel like for 20 years more than, I have been dedicated to helping people be their best selves. Can you imagine a world, just for a minute? What would this world look like if all of us and everything around us was at their best? Can you imagine how beautiful this world would be? And I have just dedicated myself to empowering people by sharing my knowledge to how to be better. It's about transformation. And that's what I've always been about.
That's right. And Delana?
Well, I've been reading The Success Principles, again, by Jack Canfield, and it's really—
Love the book.
Yeah,
I
so eye-opening. I think, you think back to what you loved as a kid. What were some of the things that brought you pure joy that you did as a child? And think about, okay, I loved racehorses. Maybe I can't be a jockey, but what else can I do in that field that brings me that childhood passion? I always loved to write. I did sew when I was a kid. I used to sew Barbie clothes. Now I'm working on things that are for me, which is a lot more exciting. But I think if you tap into your childhood passions, and once you find your passion, the money will follow in some form or fashion. You'll figure out a way to make money doing what you love.
I totally believe that. Yes, Samantha?
I just want to share. When I started my first brand, as per what Jennifer was saying, I was like, well, what do I know how to do? What do I love? What makes me happy? And I wrote a list. And I remember I was backstage doing a show off Broadway at a theater, and I wrote down the list of everything I know how to do, what I went to school for, what my talents were, and what I love to do. And when I wrote the whole list, that's when my first brand, Polished, came to life. And because it happened so synergistically, I believe that when you do what you're passionate about and you have a great work ethic, the world will conspire with you. So it happened synergistically, it happened magically, and it happened fast. It was an incredible journey. I learned multitudes.
I do believe that, darling, and I do believe that put it on writing and seeing it is make a huge difference. So ladies, we all own our own brands. So let's talk about the greatest challenge in building your business and your own brands. Jennifer, what are the challenges that you have encountered and continue to encounter them, because it's a process that never ends?
Sure. It's definitely been a journey and a lot of challenges along the way. I could have brought on investors at different points, and I chose not to because I wanted to always stay true to what Go Girl Worldwide is all about. I didn't want it to become about selling, products that don't really empower someone, or just take a turn, in a direction that wasn't what I truly want it to be. And I love what all of you ladies do and represent. You're such givers, and you're empowering. You're still beautiful and feminine. And for me, Go Girl Worldwide, I always incorporate pink, into my brand, because I want to know you can be strong and fierce, but you can still be feminine. So for me, staying true to my brand. I love great men. I have 6 brothers. My dad's my hero. I have 5 sisters too. There's 6 girls and 6 boys in our family. But I love good men. And so I never wanted it to become a man-hating thing. So I have great guys that speak at my events. And so I guess, just the challenge of being able to make it financially successful without selling out has always been something that that I've had to deal with. But fortunately, I've been able to create certain partnerships. I never sold out, and I had different companies, come to me, or I would approach companies and say, hey, let's talk about a strategic partnership, something where I truly believe in their products and their services. They believe in my brand, and that's where I've been able to form some amazing partnerships. One earlier this year.
I love that, and I would love you to take a 1 minute to explain that, because I love what you have done, the partnership, strategic partnership that you have created for Go Girl.
Sure. So I met a company in February called Jeunesse, which Jeunesse means youth in French. And it's anti-aging products that are health and wellness products. also beauty products. I have some right back here. It's everything from an anti-aging, plant-based infused stem cell serum that literally turns back the clock on your face. It's like a miracle serum. And then an airbrush foundation line that also has this anti-aging in it. A drinkable collagen called Nara.
So I love the products, and I'm looking forward to
beautiful branding. I mean, they have the most incredible, they've done over $7.5 billion in sales over the last 10 years.
Wow.
And they do a ton to help children in third world countries and women as well. They're building schools for women in third world countries to learn to be entrepreneurs. So incredible company, incredible products. And
how
so
do you do the partnership? How do you got this partnership with them? That's what we wanted to.
You know, I heard about it through a friend, and they invited me to meet the founders. I flew to Florida, where they're headquartered, and met with Wendy Lewis, this amazing woman, genius, who founded the company with her husband about 10 years ago.
Love it.
They're in 145 countries, but they're not that known here in the US. So I talked to them about a strategic partnership, and we created something special. So yeah, but you know, you really have to be careful before you partner up with someone, because that's representing you and your brand. I'm sure you ladies have the same thing, where you have a lot of people knocking at your door, but you really have to be careful and cautious, right?
Totally agree with you on that, Jennifer. I think we should all be very careful with what we're partnering with. But let's continue, Delena, darling. What do you think has been the greatest challenge in building your brand?
Well, you know, I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes because of that, I always want to take it on by myself. I want to do everything. I want to do it all, just me. And I realized that you have to find a great team to surround yourself with. As Samantha mentioned, she works on Diva Gals Daily. She's one of our best support systems. I always know if I need a story or I need a video, I can go to her and she's ready. And working with our other partner, Maureen Martin, who's really, when you surround yourself with a great team of people, you get so much more done. So the biggest challenge, like I said, I had was not being able to let go. But now that I have, I'm seeing so much more success. And we do partner with brands as well. Sometimes it's difficult being what's considered an urban platform, or a minority platform. Sometimes in the past we've had trouble creating those relationships. But I'm so excited what's happening in America and the world right now, that we're trying to embrace more diversity, being more culturally sensitive, and giving everybody a chance to express themselves and express their beauty and express their power. So
yes,
I'm just excited about the future.
I do believe expressing our power, and I do believe in diversity, and most of all, to be respectful to everyone, right? And so, Samantha, my darling, very quick.
My greatest challenge?
The greatest challenge, yes.
My greatest challenge definitely has been rebranding and keeping up with everything in this new and current market space. And I just want to go back to Delena for a second. Do you remember when we were sponsored by Hanes? Like, that was a great brand synergy. Like, that was a really nice fit. I believe in finding, as Jennifer was saying, yes, a good fit with your brand. So I felt that, after 20-something years, it was time to rebrand. The market had changed, everything had changed, I had changed, and it was time for something new. So definitely rebranding has definitely been the greatest challenge yet for me.
Wonderful. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you, I think I have been my greatest challenge, girls. I think it has been my my English barrier, but one of the things is I dislike excuses, and I always work extra hard, and I always go the extra mile, and because I do not believe in excuses, and I always find amazing people in my way in this journey. And what I do it with my heart, and I think it has a huge difference. So before we go, ladies, I'm very quick because we have only a few minutes. I wanted each of you to give an advice to so many people right now have lost their job, and they are trying to build a business from home. So what will be the advice? Very quick, Jennifer.
Well, I mentioned Jeunesse Global, the company I'm working with. You can actually sell their products from home, and it's thriving right now. They're really growing. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you could reach out to me. Email me.
Wonderful. We are going to put the information in the show. So if anybody would like to explore more with Jennifer and the different partnership that she has with the brands, that would be a great opportunity.
Subscribe. Go Girl Magazine is coming out in a couple of days. So go to gogirlmgz.com and subscribe. It's free, it's digital, and it also has some different opportunities in there that you can, where you can work from home, and a lot of stories of amazing women like you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Dilena?
I think right now, there's a lot of platforms that you can use online. It's like, what part of your business, is there something that you love that you can do that you can bring to an online platform? There's also a website called flexjobs.com, which does list a lot of jobs that were designed for people that don't work traditionally, that need to work remotely because they have kids at home. So I say check that out. Maybe there are opportunities there. But again, if you find your passion and there's something you love to do, probably somebody would be impressed by what you do, and you could sell it, and you can use online because people are still shopping.
That's right. And Samantha, very quick, darling.
I would say do what you are passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, no matter how good a deal it sounds, it's not going to fly. You have to be true to you. Do what you would do for free, as Luisa was saying. I've always believed that. Do what you are passionate about, kick in your work ethic, and the universe will conspire with you.
Amen. One of the things, ladies, I will share with you. Ladies, if you are right now trying to do your own business, trust me, you might think that it looks very easy because here we are talking and sharing our experience. And this is so easy. No, it's not very easy. You need to be self-motivated. You need to do a lot of research. You need to work not 8 hours. You might have to work 18 hours daily at the beginning. And you need to play many hats at the beginning, wear many, many hats. And most of all, to be perseverant and never, never give up. And I think if you have that, and to really understand that this is not easy, something, if you are passionate about it, something can come out from it. So ladies, before, I know my assistant is saying we are done with the time, but I really want to ask a question before we go about controversy. Because, I know having our own business, we can do a lot of things that we think is great for our brand, but sometimes it has a misperception in other people. So let's talk about very, very quick about that. Jennifer, my darling, I know I love the video that you make, and I love the video about the Barbie Jeeps and all this. It's so great. Have you done any videos that do you feel that people had not responded with the love that you had put on it?
Actually, yes. I've made hundreds of videos, and I'm a goofball. I drive a kid's Barbie Jeep, and I've made songs to uplift and lots of different themes. And I did make a song once that someone took the wrong way, and they tried to spin it into a story. And that was not what I had intended. And I did a song where I'm trying to become a ninja, and my buddy Peter, he's Asian, and he does this Asian accent like Mr. Chow from The Hangover. And so I made the song for a music video that I was going to make with him, but someone took a screenshot and said, oh, look, she's doing an Asian accent, and they called me a racist. And I got attacked by millions of people.
Oh, wow.
And I've been on some podcasts lately, and some of these comedians are trying to attack me. But I just speak from my heart, and I just explain it. And now actually the controversy has made my song a huge hit. And the haters actually, if you're not doing something to hurt someone else, but somebody's trying to hurt you and attack you, it actually can end up working to your advantage. So sometimes you have to embrace the haters. Sometimes you have to look at it overall and say, you know what, this isn't what I planned, but it's still a lot of exposure, and you can be smart and turn it into something positive. So I let them know I'm founder of Go Girl Worldwide. I love all people, all races, all walks, you know. And
I know you, darling. I know you, and I know that you are full of love, and I know that you do your video with passion.
And if you put yourself out there, it's bound to happen at some point. You can't please everyone. And if you try and please everyone, you're going to end up just not pleasing anybody, really. So, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a risk. And I've definitely had my share of haters.
Even though, so your advice will be that whatever it happens is sometimes it happens misunderstood too. So take that opportunity and turn it around, right?
Yeah, you know what? Take a step back, look at it, go, you know, should I have maybe done something different here? Can I learn from this? But then you can say, okay, you know, this could be lightning in a bottle. This could be something where, you know, I mean, right now I'm getting about 1,000 views on my video, on my song every hour. You really, that's pretty priceless. So, you know that it can be a risk. Try and think it through, and then just be okay.
There is always risk and there's always misunderstanding. And as long as we accept it, you know, is we sometimes even with relationship with our friends or our partner, we might say something that might be taken in the wrong way. So as long as we take a responsibility, accountability, and we apologize for is anybody got hurt by that you were not intended to. I think that is the most important, recognizing that. Dilena, what is your opinion, very quick?
I think it's important when you're building a brand to think, and I've talked a lot about diversity and being global. You always have to think about, how am I putting myself out there when I'm representing myself, and how I'm looking at other people. And sometimes we're not aware of it. I've said things in the past that I'm sure people are like, that's not appropriate. So when you're building your brand, I would say, always have different people around you, different cultures, different types of genders, different types of sexual orientation, and say, how will people react to this? And that way you don't make those mistakes. And I think that's what we're seeing in the world right now, is that people are saying we need to surround ourselves with diversity. We need to surround ourselves with different types of people, so we don't think, oh, maybe this is okay. We ask somebody, how do you feel about this? And then we don't make the mistake at all.
So, you know, another thing, Dilena, I find out about, sometimes it's difficult, like it's a wanting to anybody. Like I was watching a documentary, and there was this white person, this white guy, he said, sometimes I wanted to talk and say something about the Black community, but I'm afraid because I feel they're going to attack me, or I might say the wrong thing. So what do you think about that?
I think it's the kind of thing where you don't go on social media and you make a comment. You sit down with one person, you say, hey, I really want to have this genuine conversation. Mm-hmm. I want to ask questions. And, you know, I always think back to when I was in a camp, when I was a camp counselor, and I had a bunch of Black girls and I had a bunch of Jewish girls, and they weren't getting along. They weren't hanging out. And I was like, guys, let's sit down and talk about our cultures. And once they did that, they were able to say, hey, we have a lot more in common than we knew. And when you do that, people are not going to be afraid if you ask the questions in a genuine manner. So sit down, try to meet new people and say, hey, I really have some genuine questions. Make sure that person wants to answer it, because if you get the wrong person, it can be challenging.
What about you?
Conversation, I think that's how we change the world.
That's true. I agree. Including everybody and being respectful to everybody. But sometimes, even that, sometimes I feel like it's hard because people's feelings get hurt all the time. And we have no control on feelings.
I think we have a problem, though, with there are a lot of people that are on their keyboards and they're keyboard bullies. And they're looking for anyone to attack at any moment. And nobody can tell a joke anymore. Nobody can sneeze the wrong way. So I think we need to also go, okay, people, don't be so quick to judge somebody else. Why don't you also take a look? You know, I mean, it's amazing how much I get bullied because I'm white. And they oh, you live in Orange County. You're a rich, blonde, white privilege. I'm like, you know what? I grew up one of 12 kids in Oregon in a trailer, and then helped my dad build the house that, you know, so I think we also need to keep things in perspective. And right now I know that, you know, it's so important to be respectful of everyone, but also we still need to be able to laugh. And, you know, I laugh at myself for being a blonde. I'm not an idiot, but I drive the kids Barbie Jeep. It's a joke.
I love
will break through the stereotype. So sometimes we, create a fun, something with humor to help break through something. So I think it's really important that we don't completely give up on being able to make comedy and have fun and break through stereotypes.
Yes, to make comedy, but as well to be very sensitive to other communities. And so unfortunately we have to go ahead, Samantha, please.
I think it's a very hot climate right now in the world. We've got a lot of issues compounding, and people are in sensitive situations. And just, as an etiquette expert for, I'm not going to say how many decades, but, one of the world's top, I come from a place of always making sure that whatever I do, I am sensitive. Like, if it's going to offend somebody, better not to say it. Like, if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say it.
Well, thank you. That I like that. Thank you so much, lady. Now we totally go over time, but it was so juicy, this conversation, that we have to keep going. But before we go, ladies, we have a quarantine birthday. Oh, you. So, ladies, Jennifer, yeah. So we wanted to wish happy birthday to Maria Andres. Happy birthday, Maria.
Birthday.
And happy birthday to Teresa Robledos. Happy birthday, darling, in LA. Love you. So remember, ladies, never forget how beautiful and worthy you are. Okay, so ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching the show. You want to find your true passion? Invest time in yourself. Invest time on all these great things that you enjoy doing. Okay, so be kind to yourself and others. Stay safe.
And always go girl, and you all go girl.
Okay, ladies, that was a good